Hello and welcome to part 7 in the UBIK solution. As mentioned, I want to create a mirror material in this video, so that is actually what we're going to start out with first. And for that we need a, forget what it's called, a scene capture 2D it's called. There we go. And if we switch to the details here, let's rotate it 180 degrees so it's pointing towards us. And we also want to move this up a little bit and place it roughly so it's yeah, in a good place where we can use have a mirror. Okay, and then we're also going to need a plane. So let's add a plane here, and for now just move it up a little bit and go to the details, copy the location of the scene capture component and paste that in here. And we want to rotate this 90 degrees around the y-axis and then double the scale of this. I think I will move this up a little bit. Something like that. So. And for the scene capture component here, our scene capture 2D, we want to create a texture target here. So click this one here and create a render target. I think I'm just gonna put it in the UBIK materials folder here and call it the mirror texture. So that landed here, and right now the resolution for this is pretty small, so we're gonna bump it up a little bit and also set the gamma to 2. I don't remember if this is important or not, but let's do it anyway. And then we also want to change this capture source to final color, I believe. So in order to get this material onto our plane here, we want to create a new material here called mirror. And we want to use this mirror texture here to go directly into the base color. And let's just save that for now. And then we drag on the mirror onto the plane. And it appears it's rotated. So let's rotate the plane. Okay, so it needs to rotate about the z-axis. No? No? Okay. 90, 0, 90, apparently. Okay, and let's just check one more thing. If we move, you can see it's moving, or maybe you can't, I don't know. But you can see it's, hopefully, you can see it's moving the wrong way. So we need to mirror or change the UVs for the texture sample inside the mirror here. So texture coordinate it's called, and I forget which one it is. I believe it's this one who needs to be mirrored. Yeah, so now it's acting as a mirror for us. And what I also like to do, because it makes it a little bit easier when we are in virtual reality, I'm actually gonna bump this one up 2.5 like this. Is to take this same plane here and duplicate it and then rotate it 90 degrees and then move it off to the side over, whoopsies, over here. Because that means that we can look at ourselves from the side. And by that I mean, can I show this at this point? I don't know. Controls. Hello. Okay. And sorry, I have something in the middle. So you can see, this means that I can see what happens when I'm facing sideways and how it looks from the front. Right. So it looks terrible at the moment in virtual reality, so or in VR. So yeah, we're just gonna use it later on, but for now we have it, and that's a good thing. Right. I think maybe what we want to do is to at least take off the debug draw for the head, because that was really annoying. So let's go into the debug draw, and we have the head effector here. Let's just circumvent that. Okay. Okay, so the shoulders, or the upper arms, as I talked about. Oops. The upper arms. These two guys here. Let's get the black color. This is what we're going to address now. So this one and this one. We're going to place them for now, but it's still missing one important point, and that is rotation of the the shoulder. And by shoulder, I do actually mean shoulder. So this one is not made yet, and the upper arms location are depending on the rotation here. So I mean this location and this location out here, they rely on the rotation of this shoulder here. So it feeds information here. And the very simple version of this is that when you rotate this midpoint here, you can see your shoulders move along with it. So obviously this has an effect. But since we haven't created this rotation for the shoulder yet, it's not going to be correct at the moment. So we just need to make a very simple model of it, and then we can see that later on we're going to fix this. If we return to the graph here, we have this called set shoulder, and after this I think we will create two functions. One is called set left upper arm, and the other one is set right upper arm. And for now, let's just call them so we have them know where to put them here. All right. And again, as I said, we are going to make this super simple version of them to begin with. And we're going to create a new function in here called rotate upper arm. Because there's in the paper there's a specific part, I think around page 9. Oh no, sorry. yeah, this one, distinct shoulder rotation estimation. And the paper explains how he rotates. When you what he actually explains is when you lift your arm above your head, you can and observe your shoulder or the upper arm joint. You can see it moves slightly upwards, and also what happens when you have your arm forward. At some certain point, it will start to turn forward. So it location-wise or rotation, then according to the shoulder bone, it rotates forward. In I think this is what he calls the yaw, and this is what because of the rotation frame is referred to as a roll. I think can't remember, to be honest. But these two rotation axes are being altered in this stage here, which will not cover in this video. So for the next time, we'll take a look at it. Anyway, so back to the set left upper arm and set up right upper arm. We're going to call this rotate upper arm, and this is what is going to do the main logic here for the rotation of the upper arms. So as you can see, just to go over it again, it calls set shoulder, then set left upper arm, and then right upper arm, and both of these two here, they will call this rotate upper arm. And for now, we're just going to make it super simple, or a very simple version of it. We're going to have a setting or something which will define the space between, or the distance between, and we're going to use that distance later on when we start to talk about calibration also. The distance between your upper arms. And if you take something you can measure with, you will come up with a value which you roughly will be 30 to 35, depending on how big you are, centimeters. So we're going to create that as a variable, and I haven't really figured out if this should be a constant or of a sort, or how to really handle this. I don't remember if he mentions this in the paper, but for now we're going to create this variable here, and I gave it a name. So 1 second. No. Yeah, I gave it the name upper distance, like this. And I think I entered in 30, 32 something. I'm just gonna use this for now. And what we're gonna do is to take this, yeah, that's actually an interesting thing. I might as well address this in this video. So what I don't remember if it's mentioned, but I know for sure that it's mentioned as a comment in the code, in the Unity code, is that it's these calculations with the upper arm rotation and so on from here on will be happening in ShoulderSpace. So again, we need to do another conversion. And we might as well just do it in this convert transforms, which is already converting to component space. So we might as well do another one here at the end here. Let's just, or maybe just for clarity, make it a sequence here. So this part here I haven't done yet because I did it differently myself. So just give me a sec. Yeah. Right. So I believe we do have a, right now we do have a shoulder transform in component space though. And if we let's see. Not like this. If we take, we need to get this back into world space. That's probably, or maybe there's a better way of doing it, but if we compose this with the component transform this, that means that now the shoulder transform is back in world space. And I'm not really sure we need it. But in case we do, we could make a variable for this. To be honest, I'm not really sure we need it, but let's just set it anyway. So we have it. Yeah, that means that we probably don't need this comment anyway. Sorry about that. It's pretty obvious now. And then we will need to invert this, because now we want to take all these transforms, the head effector, the left and the right hand, we want to convert them into shoulder space. So copy this stuff here, and yeah, well, we want to move it a little bit to the side, because this one is a world transform. Then we want to convert this into the shoulder space. So invert this transform here, and then create a local variable called this shoulder trans, like similar to how we did with the component transform here. And now we just need to substitute this one, shoulder component transform, with this shoulder transform here. And then we can set 3 new transforms. Oops. This is going to be the, what is it, head vector in shoulder space. Left and in shoulder space, and finally in shoulder space. And just for the sake of it, and it's really simple, well, sort of, we should, just for making this obvious what we're doing, we should make a transform in shoulder transform in shoulder space, but that is going to be 0, or because we just converted into that space. So I hope that is clear to everybody. So from now on, these are when we calculate the upper arm and lower arm, that's going to happen in the shoulder space. Yes. Okay, so let's continue back inside the rotate upper arm here. So we take the upper arm's distance we just had, and we have the shoulder transforms form S, and then since we are in that shoulder frame now, you will know from the drawing here that it's going out to the sides. So it's basically in the, I guess it's in the Y or in the negative Y direction. So let's see, we have the what do we have? Do we have the upper arm? No, we don't have the upper arm transforms yet, so we need to create those. Upper arm transform upper left upper arm transform S, and right upper arm transform. Yes. So these are the two transforms that we're going to create in this video, but only the simple version, which is going to be the location again. So this is going to be the rotate upper arm. We're not going to do it inside this one. This is going to actually return to us a transform, rotate upper arm. And it's not going to be finished, but it's going to be the first version. So let's call this upper arm. Okay, and just to make it clear or simple for ourselves, let's just do something like a is a left arm. If this is the left arm, then make this transform, and then we take the location here, the right get right vector right, this one, multiply that by the upper arm distance, which is 32 at the moment, but since the shoulder is in the middle, we have to divide this by 2. So we just take this, and of course you can pre-calculate this if you want, but never mind, just so we have it clear to begin with here, what is happening. And divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2 times, and then select either 1 or -1, and if it's a left one, it's going to be positive. If it's right, then it's going to be negative. So let's take this and move it a little bit out of the way, like so. I'm not sure this is correct direction, but anyway, we'll figure it out. So the left one is calling with left true, and the other one is calling with not true. And that will return an upper arm in ShoulderSpace. So we need to set that here. So this is the right upper arm. So set that like this. And the left upper arm needs to be this. Okay. And we want to visualize this also, so let's create the world version of this. Duplicate this. And again, I'm only making all these transforms, so many versions of them, so it's clear, and it's just easier to explain, I think. All right, so and we might as well just update them here. So in order to convert this back again, we need to take the shoulder transform in world space, and I believe we have that here. And then we need to compose. And it needs to be the bottom here. And then this is the reference that we want to get it back from. And then left upper arm, so left upper arm world. Like this. And let's do the same for the other one. And that means that now we can actually just debug, draw these two joints here. So let's draw that left upper arm and right upper arm this. And let's give this a, this is a left, so let's give it a bright red color. And this is the green, so, or the right, so let's give it the green color. Let's give it something smaller, like 5 and 5. And maybe, I don't know, let's just leave that for a moment. And this one, this is the shoulder transform, so we can just remove this since we're now updating these here. So let's just switch that out as well. Let's see if I missed something. Can't pass a default value. What? Okay, so there's something wrong. As you can see, they are pointing the wrong way. They were supposed to be on the sides, like here and here. So that's a bug. Let's see, what did I miss? The right vector. Oh, right. Yeah. Stupid me. We are converting everything into ShoulderSpace. I just said it myself to begin with. We're not doing the rotation of the shoulders yet. Just to make it very simple version of it, inside the set shoulder, you can see at the end here, we have it set to 0, 0, 0. That basically means it's pointing forward. And since the mesh is rotated 90 degrees, I don't know if you can see that on the screen that way. This way here, it's yeah, that's why it's pointing wrong way. So anyway, just to have some kind of a transformation we can use, we have I guess we have this head effector component space. This one we could use. No, not that one then. Oh, this one? No, it's the same. What? Maybe this one? Yeah, that one. Okay, so anyway, I drew it all the way from the head effector C in component space rotation all the way to the shoulder transform C rotation. And that makes it rotate the correct direction. So now the shoulder or the upper arms are now placed here. So when I rotate my little virtual head here, you can see the shoulders, they rotate with me 1 to 1. So I think this is a really good point to take a break, and then we can continue in the next and start to talk about something else. And I think this would be a good point to start to rotate, yeah, to make a little drawing to begin with, but otherwise start to rotate rotate the upper arms as well. So as I mentioned, this part where it rotates according to this forward and upwards. Actually, one more thing I want to do before we leave here is to also make a little line here. So draw a debug line, and you want to draw from the shoulder transform here, this location outwards to the left upper arm location, this one. Let's give it a 2 thickness and see how that looks. Yeah, it's fine for now, I guess. Let's give it a 0.2, so it's dark red. And let's do the same for the right shoulder. The right shoulder. Oh fuck. I think I messed it up, didn't I? Right, left. Why is this? Then rotate. Ah, fuck. Little mistake. This one needs, if inside rotate up arm, if it's left arm, it needs to be minus, and if it's the other way, it's 1. So there we go. So now this is a green and this is a red. So there we go. Alright, that's it for this video. Let's continue in the next, and